What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is video 1 for my how-to series, and we are going to be installing these upper and lower control arms from UPR. Shout out to them. And I got my spherical bushing here. And then while we are under the car, we're also going to be freshening up the rear end. So in this video I'm going to show you step by step kind of how we install these and freshen up the rear end. So stay tuned. Alright, so first thing you're going to do is take both of your rear wheels off, and then we're going to start with the lower control arms first. Next step is to remove these sway bar bolts. There's 2 on each side. After that, we will get into the control arms. There's 2 bolts on each arm, but before removing either one, you need to be sure to support the bottom of the arm with the jack, because there is spring pressure on these that can cause serious issues if not handled properly. Alright, so next we're going to take the rear bolt out. There's a nut on this other side, and then there's another bolt in the front, but I'll show you that once we get to it. And then once we have these out, we have our jack set up here. So we're going to lower the control arm down and take the spring out that way. So here in this little window is where the front bolt is that I mentioned earlier. I just wanted to come under and show you guys really quick. It may be difficult to show because of the camera that I'm using under the car. But yeah, I just wanted to show you where it was. So we are out with the old and we're going to be in with the new. Colin's greasing this up. Alright, so now we're getting the spring back in using the jack, and you want to make sure you articulate the spring this way on both sides as well. And I don't know if you can see or hear me, but we're just putting in the back bolt now. Alright, so we got the lower control arm in on the right side. I only showed the left just so this wasn't some long drawn out video. And now we're going to install the upper control arms and spherical bushings. So stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, so here is the upper control arm we're going to be replacing. You also want to make sure you have a jack underneath your rear end for extra safety, and you want to do one at a time. There's one right here, and then there's going to be one on the other side as well. So we got the old uppers out. These are disgusting. But alright guys, so here's a special tool right here to get the bushing out. Otherwise you'd be hammering it out by hand, and that doesn't sound like a good time. So you're going to put the small side on this side and the larger side on this side, and then tighten the bolt, and eventually it will work its way out.
Yeah. Rearrange it. Keep going.
Alright, so you can see back there that the bushing is finally out, and this is what it looks like. This camera will focus. Ah! This is what it looks like. It's disgusting, and this is what I will also be replacing. Alright guys, just a little how-to pro tip. You're actually going to want to put your spherical bushings in the freezer. We put these in the freezer the night before, and with them being cold like this, it's actually easier to install. But you don't want to put too much time in between taking them out of the freezer and getting them on the car, so we're going to have to move pretty quick to do this. Alright, so we got it in, and we had to hammer it in a little bit, so I didn't want to show you that on camera. But now we're taking this thing and bob here, and you're going to put some thread lock in it. I don't know if you can see it, but you're going to put some there, and then just take this and screw it in on the back side. Alright, so now that we've got that part all screwed in and tightened and installed, we're gonna put these spacers inside like that. Alright, so since my new uppers are adjustable, I can set the pinion angle. It helps to first get them as close to the same length as the ones that you removed, and this gives you a better advantage when you're setting the pinion angle. Alright, so we finally got both bolts in, and then we had to jack up the rear on the driver's side to get it lined up. But now that it's in, we're just going to hand tighten it, and then we should be good to go on this side. And then you would just do the same thing on the other side. So, yeah. And another tip, you want to make sure that your grease fittings are accessible, and you are just going to end up putting grease in them, and they will end up lubricating the bushings. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up our install. I hope you enjoyed this video. Next, all we have to do is set the pinion angle, which I am not going to show on camera, but Sherrod from UPR said that we should set it at -3 degrees, and I also have this digital angle gauge here to determine that as well. So make sure you stay tuned for future how to install videos. I'm excited about this series, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.